Expect the best used car deals guaranteed. Visit arnoldclark.com.
Welcome to Peter and Roughie's Football Show, sponsored by Arnold Clark. It is Thursday. I'm Peter Martin. Thank you very much for joining us on the show. In the studio tonight, we have Alan Rough and Tam Cowan. Europa League still at the forefront of our minds. Great result for Rangers, and Celtic are hoping to replicate it. More than a few of us had written Rangers' chances off in the second leg against Braga in Portugal yesterday. Certainly on the evidence of 67 minutes at Ibrox last week when they were 2-0 down, and it all looked very bleak indeed. Rangers fought back for a 3-2 win, and quite simply in Portugal yesterday evening they were magnificent because they came out with a 1-0 victory, Roughie, and silenced more than a few doubters.
Yeah, they certainly did. They came out the stalls very, very quickly, set the tone for the game. Canberra had a chance early on. It maybe gave them a wee fright, but apart from that, it was all Rangers for me. I just think I can remember Alan McGregor making one save, although it was a crucial save, and I think the saves he made at Ibrox as well no help to get Rangers through to the next round. No, but it was a very, very impressive performance. Obviously everybody was looking at the St Johnstone game at the weekend, and it was a vast improvement for Rangers.
Yeah, penalty miss apart, Rangers still looking for the ideal penalty taker. They may well go back to their captain James Tavernier, Tam, but
Steven Gerrard says he'll do them from now on. Well, that's what he said in the post-match interview, and I think that would be great. Not how the way we're always looking how to jazz up the football and encourage bums on seats. What about if the rule was that the first penalty you get awarded, let's say you get awarded 2 or 3 penalties in the game, but the rule now is in Scottish football, the first penalty you have to bring your manager off the bench to take it. Now some managers might be good at penalties, Steven Gerrard, other ones, St Johnstone, Tommy Wright, who was a goalkeeper, might not be as good, but that's the gamble. I think you should draw a raffle at the start of the game and maybe let a fan take the penalty, make it a wee bit more razzmatazz to get punters clicking through the turnstile.
Roughie, you'd have been alright at a penalty.
Did you ever take one?
No, I didn't. I didn't.
That left peg on you.
Left peg, aye. But consciously I would. I don't think I would have liked it. I don't think I'd have the bottle to do it anyway.
I'll tell you, to be honest with you, I mean, it was a good save by the Braga goalkeeper. At that point you think to yourself, Kent's missed a sitter, Canberra had a great chance to score as well, and you're thinking, I wonder if it's just going to be one of those days for Rangers. But whatever Steven Gerrard said to them, Roughie, they come out and again, played some good football and were very, very sensible on that European stage.
Yeah, I definitely think when you sign that calibre of player, I always feel that some players are more comfortable in the European environment because it's not the hustle bustle of our Premier League. The game's played at a certain pace. It's all about the ball on the deck, and you get players in your team with a bit of quality who are comfortable like that. It makes it a lot easier for them. And
maybe they were able to relax a wee bit. I mean, at McDermott Park a few days earlier, when it was already a long, long shot of Rangers winning the league, they've got their fans in 3 of the 4 stands getting a wee bit tetchy, shall we say, when the result isn't going their way, and that's going to put a load on their shoulders, and suddenly that burden is eased a bit. They go away from home in Europe when their fans, if you like, are in the minority, and they're able to relax a wee bit and play a game. And incidentally, you mentioned the penalty, Peter. I must say, we either use VAR or we don't. And okay, it was thanks to VAR that Rangers got the penalty. The referee saw it right away, but if you needed clarity, there it was on the screen. The guy Silva, clear handball. For a start, I think he should have been shown a yellow card, or maybe even a red, for really angrily protesting his innocence. Yeah. When the ball hit him in the arm, and he knew that the VAR team were going to look at the ball hitting his arm. I know, exactly, ridiculous. But if we are going to VAR, as great a save as it was by the Braga keeper, if you watch it and the linesman was on the line, he still came off his line. for the penalty. So if you're going to use VAR, take another look at that and order a retake.
Yeah, the other thing, which, again, and I'm so optimistic, and positive about the performance from Rangers, because I thought it was assured at times, and they looked every bit a team that Braga looked in the first 67 minutes the week before, Roughie. Didn't look in any way phased. The one thing I would say is Steven Gerrard came out and said, some of the criticism of Ryan Kent has been ludicrous and he needs to go and prove the doubters wrong. Well, it hasn't been ludicrous. This is a guy who cost a lot of money, and you would expect Ryan Kent to be able to go and change games. He hasn't been able to do that. He certainly hasn't been able to do it since the start of the new year. And I think the criticism at times has been justified. Yeah,
I would agree with that. I'm sure a lot of the Rangers supporters, if they're honest enough, they would have expected a lot more from him since he came back. He was certainly very, very good last year. He's got a lot to go. But this for me was just a confidence booster for the manager. Just saying to him, look, I know you've not been playing well just now, but let's this be the kickstart for your season here at Rangers and your future, obviously. And it might just be the case.
And maybe it was even a direct result of Steven Gerrard having been perceived to have been a wee bit hard in the players in recent weeks. So maybe that's I'm thinking, right, I better talk this guy up. He effectively has put us into the last 16 of a European competition. But I agree with what you say. I think if in the Scottish top flight, if you're paying £7 million for a player, you're looking for him to maybe boss a few of those games, and that quite frankly hasn't happened. And I must say, I always bring it back to Motherwell, and I think that if Motherwell were playing Rangers, we have played Rangers this season, I've not been sitting there thinking, we've got no chance because Rangers have got Ryan Kent. He hasn't quite hit the dizzy heights yet, but as Roughie says, that might give him a right big shot in the arm last night.
Yeah, absolutely. And getting into the last 16 brings just under £1 million into the coffers for Rangers, which is good money and welcome money. The last thing they want to do is hand some of it back to UEFA, and they're sweating at the moment on whether any sanctions are coming for some of the sectarian chanting during the match. And quite simply, there are some Rangers fans who just don't have a brain, Roughie, and they will not learn a lesson and they will not be told.
Yeah, and unfortunately for the majority of Rangers supporters, I'm talking about the home fans who do behave themselves, it's the away fans that are getting the team into trouble. And you're right, you would think the penny would drop at some stage, and when you're continuously getting fines, that's when they watch you. If you've got a pedigree of this, there'll be somebody, an observer in that stand, listening to that, and that's what's going to punish you.
And for them to take the shine off what should only be a celebratory night, that's the baffling thing. And myself as a supporter of Motherwell, you think, God, in European trips we were lucky to go in. We loved the fact that invariably you'd get an official statement coming back for the club that we'd just played, or maybe even the town or city that we'd played in glowing terms about the Motherwell fans. Thanks for being great visitors to our town or city, da-da-da. I remember all that. Yeah. And it gives you a wee rosy glow. Rangers fans should have been able to enjoy that result last night and come back with their heads held high, but now there's all the other headlines about the songs and the chanting and all the rest of it. And, guys like ourselves could go around in circles talking about it, and there comes a point you think, what, we've all said it, but it is now down to the fans themselves, either to do it for their club or not.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to talk about coefficient in a minute, but of course it's all based on what Celtic do against Copenhagen tonight at Celtic Park, and in the East End of Glasgow, our reporter Gabriel Antoniazzi is there.
All eyes today are here at Celtic Park, where later this evening the Hoops will meet Copenhagen in their crucial second leg tie in the Europa League, with it finally poised at 1-1. Now, Rangers have already made it through to the last 16 with an impressive victory over Braga last night, and Celtic centre-half Christopher Jullien has already said that if he was to make it through to the next round, it would be one of the highlights of his career. He believes the crowd can play a massive part this evening.
Huge, I think that stadium is something else. It's just an atmosphere is crazy since I'm here, since I arrived. It's just they have been just unbelievable with every game that we had, and I'm sure that we're gonna have simply 12 men on the field.
Now, Celtic could revert to their attacking 3-5-2 formation, but with Ryan Christie suspended and Olivier Cham injured, the midfield three would likely be captain Scott Brown, Cal McGregor and Tom Rogic. Neil Lennon said his players are quietly confident and that being at home is an advantage, but he's not underestimating Copenhagen, and he believes the Danes are coming here to do more than just draw.
Well, I think they'll try and come and win the match. He sort of, mixed and matched his teams for the domestic games. He's made a few changes, whether it be at fullback or at centre forward. So he may throw all his eggs in one basket for this game. So again, that makes him a very dangerous opponent.
The Hoops are still unbeaten in 2020 and have the on-form Odsonne Edouards. They will be confident that they can become the first Celtic side to win a knockout match after Christmas since 2004. And if they do, it will be two Scottish teams awaiting tomorrow's Europa League draw at midday.
Yeah, midday would be great if you had two Scottish teams in it, and of course the coefficient for 21-22 would suddenly be, Champions League places for two teams from Scotland, which is absolutely fantastic, Tam.
It'd be great, and I think as well it would mean that whoever won the league would go straight into the playoff stage. Now, we're so used to now, in recent years, of course, it's been Celtic and it's been 3 or maybe even 4 qualifying rounds, which is farcical, as well known, in a competition that is called the Champions League, when there are non-champions of the major European countries, 4 at a time, who get straight into the group stage is utterly farcical. So that puts a wee bit of a dent in it. But I immediately looked down in the knock-on effect as it maybe some Europa League places for the teams like hopefully Motherwell or Aberdeen, Hearts, Hibs, whoever it may be. So it's cracking. But I think the mouth-watering thing that we're all looking forward to is Rangers and Celtic coming out the hat together on Friday. For the two clubs, correct me if I'm very much mistaken, for the two clubs to play each other in European competition for the first time in history. What a couple of nights that would be.
Yes, absolutely. Let's hope that doesn't happen, Tam, to be perfectly
Well, you know what? Here you go. To butter up both the Celtic and the Rangers fans, let's hope they stay apart until the final. And yes, I have been buzzing glue in the swing park for the last 4 hours.
Anyway, Tam doesn't do that, and I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. The other thing I was going to say to you
guys... Did you put ascot powders in a bottle of iron brew? That was another trick for the 80s.
I have tried Mentos inside a Coca-Cola bottle, but that was only a science experiment.
Does that work?
Does that work?
Aye.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you what I used to do with Polo Mints.
Oh, I don't want to know.
Let's have a look at the Europa League fixtures.
Horses would do anything from a Polo Mint.
The Europa League fixtures, interestingly enough, have that fantastic result. Now, Rangers have done their job, but there are other British teams involved. Wolves, I think, will have no problem with Espanyol.
Forget the British teams. Who's that below Espanyol, Peter?
Yeah, that's Istanbul, Başakşehir. So that's good news for them as well. Sporting, Ajax and Getafe, Porto by Leverkusen, Celtic, Copenhagen. We hope that we've got two teams in the last 16. Basel against Apoel, Sevilla against Cluj, Arsenal, Olympiacos, and as you can see, the confirmation of Rangers result. It's last AZ Alkmaar, Manchester United, Bruges, Inter Milan against Ludogorets, Salzburg and Eintracht Frankfurt has been postponed, Benfica, Shakhtar Donetsk, Malmo, Wolfsburg and Ghent against Roma. That gives you an indication of the quality.
Now, does a result like that last night, I'd love to ask the Rangers fans, does a result like that last night make you greedy? And you think, right, who are the supposed weaklings that have still sneaked through to the last 16? Who could we maybe still pick off? Or do you just want to go straight for a bit of glamour and think, you know what, bring it on Man United? And not only bring on Man United, but, they've been rotten under Solskjaer. I wonder if we'd have a wee sniff. I mean, you think, I'm guessing the Man United team that Celtic famously beat with Nakamura, was
Zaha.
That would have been a pretty tasty Man United team.
It was a good Manchester United side. Giggs was in it. Yep.
They might be looking there. If you get a Man United now, Celtic or Rangers, you get the glamour right away. It's still Man United, but you just get the wee bit, I wonder if we were on for them.
I agree with you. Listen,
I was in that swing part the day.
I'm not going to dwell on that. You shut up. Anyway, we're going to talk Hibs. We're going to talk Hearts. We're also going to talk James Keatings after we give you a chance to get into this fabulous competition. Everybody loves the Champions League. You could be heading down there with us, luxury travel, to Manchester City against Real Madrid, and it looks tasty. We are off to the Etihad for Manchester City versus Real Madrid, and you and a friend could be joining us by entering our fabulous competition.
We're going to the Champions League. Are you coming? It's luxury travel to Manchester City, Real Madrid. It's tickets to the game and a couple of special guests to keep you company.
You and a friend could be joining us if you enter this fabulous competition.
To win with a chance of winning, just answer this simple question.
Name Manchester City's all-time top goal scorer. Is it A. Sergio Aguero, B. Raheem Sterling, C. Kevin De Bruyne? Submit your answer below and you and a friend could be on your way with our special guests to Manchester City versus Real Madrid in the Champions League. Enter now and good luck. Looking forward to that. That's going to be tasty, isn't it, Roughie?
Yeah, particularly with the result last night. I think it'll be a really exciting game. Both teams will have to go for it. And what about the players that are on show?
Oh, it's going to be magnificent.
So who's going down?
Oh no, not another one. It's me and...
It's a big motor. Clearly knows big as I thought. So who's going down?
So me
what a way to break it to you, put the competition up, rubbing my nose right in it.
Me and Roughie are taking the two winners down.
All right,
So
just the two winners?
Yeah, just the two winners.
All right.
Okay.
It's a six-seater.
Right, okay. And is it open to male viewers as well?
Yes, it is. Well done, Tom, for putting us right in it.
Big slidey doors are very quiet.
Listen, good luck with the competition. What about your old side, Hibs, Roughie? Ron Gordon has obviously told the fans he plans to increase the club's turnover by 100% in the next 5 years. Obviously, he's got big plans for them. Is it pie in the sky, or is it something that the Hibs fans need to rally behind if it's going to become reality?
No, I think they need to rally behind. I know it's 5 years down the road, but if he can get the turnover up there by whatever means, obviously supporters are big players in that. There's 15,000 going to the games now, so why not?
Yeah, and I'm going to be brutal on this one, by the way, and I want both your opinions on it, and just give it to me straight. He says Scottish football is being held back by the ban selling alcohol inside the stadiums. Now, I hate to say this, I've watched Scotland play against Italy. I've watched Scotland fans play in that Murrayfield Stadium. They're all there, they're having their beers, they're enjoying themselves. You can't have one law for one and one law for the other.
But Peter, you know what happens, and it always happens, even by us talking about it now, we'll put the hex on it again and there'll be an instant next week. The last time I remember us coming to the fore on my radio show, we were all, yeah, we've got to bring the drink back, come on, this is prehistoric stuff, the rugby guys can do it, and it was that week. Only a few days later, it was a vodka bottle, I think, at Easter Road,
yep.
Right? The game against Rangers, and you just think, the minute one instant like that rears its ugly head, no chance. And I just think, I'm now of the opinion that I think football fans, by and large, will just need to go 90 minutes without a bevy.
Well, I don't agree with you, Tam. I think anybody who misbehaves and who drinks too much and who causes any kind of public disturbance through alcohol at any event should suffer the wrath of the law. They should be arrested. But other than that, you get the same situation at a pop concert, you get it at a rugby game, you get it at lots of sporting activities. They are isolating football, Roughie, and I think it's wrong.
Well, it's up to the people who go to football games to prove the police wrong, that they can behave themselves. Tam's already said there, the evidence so far is that they can't, and it's a minority who can't. So it'd have to be policed particularly well, maybe a trial case, a particular game or something like that. But if the three are honest, I mean, could you honestly think that it's not going to happen?
Well, you know what, as well, you mentioned a trial. Here's a trial I'll propose. Just want to even give you a line for the programme, roll in a wee grenade. It was the Celtic and Rangers fans who got alcohol stopped in Scotland with the infamous 1980 Scottish Cup final. Police horses on the pitch, etc, etc. Let's bring in a trial period excluding Celtic and Rangers. Can't happen at their grounds, at their games. See how the rest of us fare. See if everybody else can behave themselves. And then gradually, because it was the Rangers and Celtic fans that got it stopped in the first place, let's see if we can bring them into the party.
Yeah, okay, interesting point, Tam. It's not a bad point either. I'm going to finish on a controversial one here. Suddenly, James Keating's second yellow card has been rescinded after initially being upheld by the SFA. It's an embarrassment, Roughie, and the buck shouldn't stop with them doing a U-turn. There should be some serious questions asked of the SFA.
I would like to think behind the scenes that something is happening as we speak. It's common sense more than anything else. The structure needs to be changed somewhere, because the reason for why it had to be overturned was just a joke.
Yeah, farcical.
And it didn't need another panel. Ian Maxwell should have been big enough, bold enough. He's the head honcho now. He should just say, you know what, overruled. Keating's is free to play. He didn't need to start getting another 3-man panel whose outcome we could all guess, of course. You know, if I was the guys in the new panel, just for badness, I would have said, yeah, upheld. You know, just for sheer badness, and to make a mockery of the whole situation, as if that was more possible than they had already done with the first time round. But an absolute joke. Yeah, and I do know the 3 names that were on the original panel.
Yeah, okay.
Would you like to know them?
No, keep it to yourself. Listen, we're just going to finish. We're definitely going to finish now. The other one was, I was going to mention to you, was we've got a competition on, a chance for you to go to Manchester City against Real Madrid.
I enjoy
Man City. Man City defeated Real Madrid last night. I'll tell you, it's 2-1 Man City, Roughie.
Yes.
What a chance it is.
I think Real Madrid will just come out and just show us, try and show us how good they are, and it'll be a great night.
What a game to miss.
Bags of goals.
Lloyd behaviour in the back of Darren Jackson's motor. That'll be a real shame.
Absolutely. Listen, on that note, don't forget you can contact us across all our social media.
Jack will still drink drive.
on Twitter, on Facebook Live. He hasn't. He's got a clean licence. And also, don't forget you can subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. And thanks to everyone for joining us on that. The podcast is not to be missed. Tomorrow morning it comes out on audio platforms and on our PLZ Soccer YouTube channel. We've got John Gagan, who talks about his Motherwell career, and of course, one of the best after dinner speakers in Scotland. I'm sure you'll agree. And we certainly enjoyed his company. I hope you enjoy it, whether it's audio or indeed watching it on our YouTube channel. From Roughie, from Tam Cowan, and from myself, Peter Martin, thank you very much for watching.
Expect the best used car deals guaranteed. Visit arnoldclark.com.